Hey! Hey! How is everybody aside from hiding out in Starbucks and running away from, like, snowstorms? Hey T2DM, hey Glacier, hey Rex, Lily, Violet, Volumes, Shane, Kenzai. I hear people are excited about this game that I'm not super sure what's going on. Graphic Goat? Just got back from uni, nice. It's melting in Argentina, okay, not as nice. It's snowing, but you're warm at home. Everybody's in such different circumstances today. So I have one question about this game, probably for you, Goat. Is this a game that I should play with a controller, or is it fine or to play with a keyboard, or should I play it on the keyboard? I literally don't know anything about this game. What I know is that somebody donated this game to me for the stream and then said that I would probably really enjoy it and that they were excited to see me play it. And that it's in the vein of the Stanley Parable. That's what I know about it. Oh, okay, so probably would be better to have... Oh, but you played with a mouse. We'll see. Hey, STL. We'll see then. We'll play it by ear. I have my hair up on stream. It never happens, but it's here today. Oh, Glacier. That's kind of you. I do the same thing. I'm like, oh no, you can't order food from people if they're about to close in an hour. You prefer your walking sims? Walking sims it depends on the sim. It depends on how good the story is. I need the story to be good. Oh, thanks! What you guys don't see is that pretty much the only time my hair is down is when I am streaming, pretty much. I almost always have it up like this because whenever I'm concentrating on things, I need my hair out of my face, and I'm usually looking down, so it's just always up. If I'm working, it's up. We appreciate such behavior at the family restaurant. Yes. Hey, George. Yeah, it's been a lovely day so far. I meditated and then immediately fell asleep afterwards, so that was good. Yeah, that makes sense, Glacier. That makes sense. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, yeah, it's warm and snuggly. I don't wear this as much, but I should. But I wanted to tell you guys that I altered the alerts, so they're all gonna be louder, and hopefully they're not so loud that it's gonna kill all of our ears, but I guess we'll see. And then I also have swapped around some alerts and introduced a new alert, a donation alert. Although I guess now that I think about it, I only did it for donating through PayPal and not for bits. I forgot to add it for bits. Maybe I'll do that afterwards. I forgot about that. But I also like to keep the donations for bits and donations separate so that there's more alerts to see. But I experimented with something with this one. I don't actually know if it's gonna work because I don't know if Streamlabs is gonna let me do the thing that I want to do. So I guess we'll find out. Okay. Yeah, okay. Turning them up did seem to help a little. Well, that works. On stream it's not that loud? Good. Because it's real loud in my ears. But yeah, I realized that what had happened was that when I swapped from Streamlabs OBS to regular OBS, it just turned down all of the alerts. It just made them all quieter. So that's why I wasn't jumping as much. James Typhoon has donated $20 and says, altered alerts. Time to test this out. Hang on. I have to explain what's going on so that you don't waste any more tests. It is $10. It is a $10 donation. And the thing that I want to test, we'd have to try multiple, because it won't let me test it on Streamlabs. So we'd have to try multiple. Please do not feel any pressure to give multiple. Do not. I'm just putting that out there because we'll have to see how it works after like probably 2 tries to see if my theory came true or if I broke it. I might have broken it. I don't know. We'll see. I made a new alert and I tried to do something more interesting with it, and I'm not sure if Streamlabs is gonna let me. So we'll see. Ah! at the beginning. Oh, thank you, Goat. Thank you for letting the bit pony ride. I mean, I like one day shipped a kazoo to my house so that I could make that. Okay, hang on. It was a little quiet. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit louder. I like Amazon Prime out or whatever a kazoo because I was like, I have this idea and I'm gonna make it happen. It was a Baby Yoda. It's the most important thing in this world. Speaking of, James Typhoon has donated $10 and says, "Oh no, peer pressure." James, thank you for being the first person to spot a Baby Yoda. To welcome a Baby Yoda into our arms. Bonus points to anybody who knows what specific Star Wars... I can only turn it up to 100%, so maybe that might not be loud enough. I might need to just alter the actual sound file by itself. But I have a bunch of different versions of these that I need to test now, so give me a second. I need to update it on all of them. So my hope is that slight variants will play. Did it work? Yes, it worked! Hell yeah! Connor! Cold Complaints has donated $10 and says, "Let's see that again." Thank you, Connor. Yes, it did work. Okay, so I didn't actually know that Streamlabs could do that. I didn't actually know whether Streamlabs would be able to swap GIFs depending, like, would be able to randomize it. But it does. It does randomize it, so... No. Only two... STL has donated $6.90 and said, "Did this change, boss?" Under no circumstances will I ever change that donation. But also, I only swapped around two donations and like added the Baby Yoda. So not all of them have changed. You don't need to test them all out unless you want to, but you don't need to. How have you never seen that, Goat? I love that one. Doing that with more of the donations? Yeah. I've been thinking about that. I need more donation variances. I need more. But now that I know that I can do that, that does bode well. Let me see. You know, something that I might do, the 420 Kirby that is like the donation and not the bit donation rarely gets seen, but it's one of my favorites. So I was thinking about maybe just like changing one of the numbers that I think all the Baby Yodas are good. I was thinking about changing the numbers that it sets up at so that it'll play more than just for 420. But yeah, Hungry Kirby. The grappling hook didn't change. The grappling hook is that's some people's favorites, I feel like. You've only caught streams in the middle for games you didn't know much about. Oh, nice! Well, I'm glad that you can be the expert this stream and help me out if I get lost or I don't really know. Seeing as how this one is similar to the Stanley Parable, I don't really know what to expect from it at all. Aside from probably a good time, I'm assuming. Grappling hook is one of your faves. Yeah, I figured. What I'd want to do is like, it's kind of hard because like, I don't know. I just want to fill out all of the tiers so that there's lots of different alerts so that people can always see new things. And I also want the bit donations and the money donations to be separate too, because I just want a lot of variants, but also I run out of ideas. So I like had the Baby Yoda idea and I was like, well, I gotta do it immediately. Here's my kazoo. I love that one so much. It's so cute. It's happening again. Shane Lee Attack and James Typhoon have both given Kirby the munchies. And Shane said, just needs to be done. James Typhoon says, well, since it's one of your favorites. Thank you. Yeah, that's why it's one of my favorites, because it's adorable. The highlight beginning, oh yeah. STL, that's where the grappling hook donation came from, is that randomizer stream. I would recommend the randomizer stream archives for anybody who just wants to have a good time. It's no pumpkin, that's fair. Connor, life's been pretty good. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not at 100% yet, but I think I've swapped into like emergency health mode, and I've got all my emergency health mode habits going. So I think if I just continue with them, I'll be right back up to normal good health in like maybe like a week, maybe a little less. The stream compilation was awesome, thank you! And I wanted to give a shout out to Dev2000 on Twitter, that's his handle, who was the editor for that and picked out all of the clips. I know that technically I could have edited together a compilation myself, but I liked the idea of having somebody who isn't as familiar with the stream pick out clips that they found engaging. So a big shout out to like Dev for picking great clips and like editing them all together. Hey! Oh, thank you, Connor. Shane Lee Attack has gifted 3 subs to the community, so welcome to the fold. Hey, Graphic Goat! Congratulations! Part-time Nobody and Marm89. Marm.
I'll support you.
And Frank also! Frank, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. And Shane, thank you for gifting more subs to the community. Ooh, and Kenzai as well! At tier 2!
I'll support you.
Half of a year. Aw. No problem. I will always be here to grant you escapism from work. Kenzai, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. My randomizer does not STL, alas. But yeah. So, for those who didn't see, if you somehow managed to miss it, because I tried to put it on blast, but there is a stream compilation of like some of the best clips from the last 3 years. It's on Twitch, it's on the archive channel. Go watch it, it's a good time. Hey Coley, I'm so good at this. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, Connor. I'm not sure what to do for that though. Kenzai! Kenzai, congratulations on hitting 100 gift subs! Gifted! Holy cow! Kenzai D has gifted 5 subs to the community. Welcome to the fold. Dale Wayward, Edgefet, Spartan Janitor, Knitter Sloth, and Selenoid, and congratulations to Kenzai on your 100th gift sub donation. Oh my god. That's incredible. Thank you, Connor. And yes, anybody who is new to the fold and has just received a sub during this stream, please feel free to come join us in the Discord, where you get all of the up-to-date information on the stream, and you get to help like vote in games to play, and you get to talk about how switches were broken, and you get to see pictures of lizards that look kind of inappropriate. That's all the stuff that happened today. Shane has gifted another sub to Not Enough Gold, so Not Enough Golds, welcome to the fold. Keeping you active. Work, you gotta work for it, Connor. But yes, Connor, I agree. We should, let's talk about figuring something out for tier 2 and tier 3. There's all these things that I need to do. See, you can tell that I've got a bit more energy because I'm like, yeah, there's all these things I need to do. Let me write them all down so I can do them. Yeah! I'm feeling better than before. And now there's plans. Okay. I'm just gonna write them down so I don't forget. Okay, got that. Yeah, into the fun, creative mode. That's good. Your Euro Truck Crash contribution made the cut. Absolutely it did. Gosh. Ah, my only sadness is that like there are a lot of really good clips and that video was only 10 minutes long. But I can't, it was kind of expensive, so I can't necessarily I'm like unless at some point we find a way to narrow all the clips down in some other manner, like a fan favorite clip compilation maybe. That would be a lot easier. Everybody can just send me their favorite clips and I can put together a fan favorite version. Stuff like that. The thing is that it's really hard for me to pick clips to be in a clip compilation because I feel like, first of all, I get really weird about watching myself after the stream's already online, so I feel really weird about it a little bit. But second of all, I feel like I don't have a good grasp of what people enjoy to watch about me. I feel like there's a conflict of interest there. The entire singing stream? Good. Did wrestling come up in your seminar on psychology? I mean, that shame doesn't appear to come by as much anymore. Well, that shame usually lurks, but hasn't been upping their total, is all I'm gonna say about it. Okay. More singing streams? Sure! The singing stream is really fun. I'll do another one. I'll do another one for sure. Once my throat stops being sore. That's what's gonna happen. I also... Oh, wrestling psychology. Got it. Can I rickroll? I can indeed rickroll you. Or you can rickroll yourselves at any time because the video's up on the Twitch. Up on... Yes, okay. We're gonna start the game in a hot second, but there was something somebody said that I wanted to respond to, but I don't fully remember what it was, but maybe I just lost the thought. I might have just lost the thought. That's very real. It for sure wears off after a while, Kenzai. I don't know, for me it's always just this thing about like, there's this initial big barrier, and then once I get into it, it's fine. But like the thought of doing it is too much. Just like the thought of like watching people play games I make or watching people read something I wrote or anything, like just like watching people do things with stuff that I've done, I'm like, ah! And then once it's happening, I'm like, okay, it's happening. I guess I'm fine with it, but like, it's hard. But not singing of yourself. Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel if I watched back any of the singing. I just haven't, because I don't want to. But only in that specific context, yeah. Well, makes sense. Sometimes you forget your face is very expressive. Same. I didn't realize how expressive my face was until I watched that stream compilation. I was like, wow, look at me expressing so much. There's a world tour? Oh, I hope they come to Seattle. I don't even necessarily like Final Fantasy VII specific music as much as like some of the others, but I've always wanted to go to one. And every time they've come, I've never been in the financial situation to go, so I hope maybe they come, but I also hope they come like towards the end of the year, or maybe towards like the summer? After tax season? I don't know if it's the best cover of DuckTales. My Chemical Romance. More based on the remake. Oh, okay. Interesting. LA, San Diego, Orange County, LA, Portland, and Seattle. Okay. Yeah, so all the big places. Well then, we shall see whether I can go. We shall have to see. What's annoying about the taxes is that there's stuff that I want to do for the stream that I have to like hold off until I pay my taxes. God. There's just so much. Oh god, self-employed. Alright. I did this to myself. I chose this. I chose this for myself. Oh, that was supposed to be a joke? Oh! Okay, well, fingers crossed again. Something, something, death and taxes. Now that we're all talking about taxes, boring, let's get the actual game stippy started. Here it is. It's okay, Great Fairies Fountain. I know you're very hype. I know you're real hype. But we gotta go into the beginner's guide. And I gotta make sure that the stream is gonna capture the game. Yep. There it is. Let's make sure it's getting picked up. Oh. Uh-oh. Come back. Let me try that again. Okay, good. It closed itself. I was like, but it's fine now. We're good. Whee! Here we go. What colors should we do in the background? Big news is happening tomorrow? Thanks! The transition was by Connor. It does. It's so good every time, Connor. You do a great job. Pink? Okay. Hey, Tolf, how are you? We'll do pink. I like pink. Something chill. Is pink very chill? Oh, your house goes up on the market tomorrow? Congratulations. I hope it sells very fast. I have no real experience with selling houses. Because my parents always did that away from us kids. So I have no idea what the emotions there are like. Let's make them all pink. Let's make them all like a cherry blossom pink. Like a real light pink. I'm a pro. In House Flipper, you just click sell and they're like, sold. Good. Oh, you're grabbing some coffee. Okay, I'll wait for you to get back. Goat, just because you're really excited. You put in your 2 weeks notice 2.5 weeks ago and accepted a job off. Oh, congratulations, Tolf. That sounds amazing. So basically you got out of a job that you didn't want anymore and you got into a job that ostensibly you do want. That's awesome. Hey, Neo Silver. All right, let me check options, see if there is maybe aspect ratio. I was wondering if there's going to be subtitles. Or maybe that's going to be an audio. Closed captioning. I'm going to turn on captions for everybody and also for my own sake. You missed it. It already played out, Neo Silver. It's when not with bits, but when donating money, $10 tier is what it is. Selling house can either go really fast or really slow. It's dependent on the financing situation. That makes sense. I guess if you can pay for a house in cash, it's like, here's a check, bye. I assume, actually, I don't know. Can you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars with a check without your bank being like, stop? Is there a guide on the very There isn't. I should make one. I don't know why I haven't made one yet. I just kind of assumed people... I don't know what I would... If I make a guide, where would I put it that would make it easiest for you guys to check it? Donation tier list. Because I have a lot of donations. Discord? The beginner's guide to the donation tiers. Oh, welcome back, Goat. I was waiting for you to start. On the channel info. My channel info is going to be real. I'll just take some stuff out. There's certain things that don't need to be in the channel info. We've got a lot of stuff in there. Or a command. Okay. We'll try all of them. I mean, if it's a command, you know, It's not going to be there all the time. It's optional whether people use it, so. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it took me so long, Tolf. I'm sorry. Thick channel info. So much stuff. Oh, you just need to contact ahead of time. That makes sense. You're following the Patreon? I need to update that Patreon more. I have this giant pool of pumpkin stuff. Oh, but you'll be a graphic goat because you were gifted a sub. You'll be able to get into the Discord in approximately 1 hour when Twitch and Discord talk to each other. So congratulations. But okay. The try all of them command. So yeah, no worries. Okay. Let's begin. Everybody's so talkative today. It's really nice. I like it. Everybody's got like hype energy. It's on. Let me know if the audio is too quiet for you to hear or if it's too loud or whatever. Yes. I feel you. I like the Discord a lot. Yeah.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
The financial crisis!
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff.
Thank you for
And
fighting
his
the
work
grappling
pointed me in a very
silver.
powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know
Probably,
who this
James.
human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
I feel like I'm like playing through a museum. Okay. Evacuated. Yeah!
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
It's a Kingdom Hearts sound effect.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
Hostile. Oh god, please don't make me shoot at things.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe
I ran out
Coda
of
thought that
bullets.
actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Oh!
Force neutralized.
I
Begin
love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Ha. Is it because the space? Is it because we're in space? Is it because space happened, James? Thank you for seeing the Baby Yoda. I'll wait until it's loading and then I'll check. I'll check and see what you've written. Oh god,
Apparently
it's
this
amazing.
space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's
Stick to
really
the
no
left.
reason for it that I've ever been able to
Stick to the
discern,
left
so in
wall.
the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, what happens if I go back though?
Or, if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
I'm gonna not do that. I have no faith that I'm gonna be able to get back out. No faith.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine
Thank you,
and how it has to
Coley.
be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
You're asking
So
me to
much
sacrifice
ask, but for
myself?
all of our lives. Would you do it?
Would you
Could
do
leave
it?
yourself?
What a way to deliver those lines. Can I throw my gun in there? I mean, okay. I mean, it's not like either I die or I die, so I guess I'll die.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it,
Hey,
something
Cece.
goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Whee! Ba, 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 ba,
The beam
ba,
causes you to start floating.
ba, ba, ba,
And this is an important
ba,
moment for
ba,
him.
ba, ba,
Because
ba,
yes, this is
ba.
technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He
We've
wants to do more of these
ascended!
really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay, I'll pause there. Pause there for a second, because as soon as I click out, the narration's gonna stop. So that's why I waited this long. Also, I accidentally exited out of the Streamlabs window to tell me who donated. So I'm sorry. James Typhoon has donated $10 and says sorry. Just wanted to see it one more time. It's okay. We all get it, James. We all understand why you wanted to see Baby Yoda one more time. I agree. I also want to see Baby Yoda every time. The past was behind her? I like that.
Yep, in this game
Oh.
you can only walk backwards.
Oh. Let me go down there. You can only see where you've been.
So it's
But
a
the
short
future
and
could not be
relatively
seen.
minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be
Why
more
does the future
focused,
keep
more
changing?
complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
I like it. This way. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Okay, let's go up the stairs. But if the future is always behind her... Neo Silver, I'm playing this game blind, so I don't want to know very much about it yet. How will she find the strength? How will I find the strength? To do what? To confront it. But if the future's always...
It's a short little
Behind
thought,
me?
it says
What?
what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to
Then
me
leave.
is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Yeah, I like that. That was cute. Ah, got it. I'll probably check it out after I'm done playing. That's my thought. Can I walk forward now? Oh, it's Slender Man. Oh, is this a spooky game? I can only go forward. The only way out is through.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre
Thanks for letting
titles
the
like
bit
this
pony
one at the
ride.
start of his games.
I didn't pay attention.
I wish I'd
to
known
what
him
the
at the
title
time that
is.
he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
These are really tall buildings.
I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
I'm gonna look anyways. These buildings are really big. So I might as well. Man, really does not... You really feel like you're not moving. It is backseat gaming me. Oh, you get to hear people yelling. Stop. Creepy. Creepy AF! Leave me alone! Neo Silver, thank you for finding the grappling hook for me. I'm sure I will be able to use it to jump onto one of these, buildings. Hey, yeah, now you can use that, James! Oh, man, it feels like you're floating when you climb this. It's weird. Oh, it feels like you're moving so slowly! Is it...
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to
That was
full
Zach.
speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Is this like a metaphor about how it's difficult to... Is this like the meaning of an uphill battle? Is this what it feels like to try to go against the proclivities of your own mind? Because this is how it feels like to me. Yeah, like Sisyphus. Is this how it feels? Like this, to me, this is like the metaphor for overcoming depression. It's like, you tell, everybody's swearing that I'm moving forward, but it sure doesn't feel like it. Woo! Oh, it's hard to finish a game once you've started it and left it for a period of time. God, is that real? Oh. This is me finishing any of the work that I've already started. tell me we're gonna... It super works! Oh, I'm so glad that I watched that documentary on nutritious vegetables. Blanch your kale and it makes it way easier to eat. Here we go. We're going. We're getting there. Most relatable staircase in gaming. At times like these, sometimes it's better to look away. You know, distract yourself with something else. Something else that you can get invested in. So that you don't have to think about whether you're standing still or whether you truly are moving forward. If only I could climb on top of that bit pony and ride to the top. Right to the top. It feels just like your job and why you quit it. Oh my god, did I fall? No, I do not want to stand on the rail. Please do not let me fall. Oh my god, I bet I could fall. No. 1, 2, 3, no. If only I could. It caused the bitter edge to go away. That's what he said. He said that kale gets a lot more delicious when you do that. I'm glad it worked. I want to try some. You hate kale, honestly. Try blanching it. I just watched a documentary about vegetables and the guy in it was like, with leafy vegetables, try blanching them before you serve them and they taste a lot better, pretty much. Oh, well, that explains everything. Almost. I bleached my kale. Almost. Oh, so close, so close, so close, so close. You know, sometimes you make it to the top. You make it to an achievement. And sometimes you forget to stand and look around and think about how far you've come. And try to put yourself in the mindset of what it was like to be all the way down there. If you don't do that, then the achievement's gonna feel meaningless. It'll feel empty. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything. Now go back. Is this a sauna? Did I walk all that way to get to a sauna? They did? Damn it. Well, I've already committed to going real slow, so here we are. Yeah. I like living through the metaphor that is my daily experience of life.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Game filled with chairs, but one chair is floating. Stand on X staring at a bear for 3 hours.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
A lot of these ideas are gone. Ready, set, fish! It's a game for Zek and not for me. The orange is back. I love concrete.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
I'll support you.
Hey, Chipotle! That's because it was made by the person who made the Stanley Parable. Thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. Is it, do I have to like... Ah.
don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot. So that seems to be it, right?
Oh,
You
thanks,
walk down a corridor,
Rex. That was
solve
also
the
made by
puzzle, you
Connor.
get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
But if you're modifying the game, I'm not playing them as I was meant to. Oh my god.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I don't know, that's just kind of life, isn't it? Oh, we're back here. I'm exiting now.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
That's what
It
you
could even
think,
be
dude.
that
Stop
the
telling me your
Stairs game and
interpretation of
puzzle game
events.
are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
I feel like I'm in university again. Damn it, James! James Typhoon has donated $20 and says, just because you're in the spooky part. Freaking frack. Oh, the scariest thing is money. Oh, no, oh no. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's go. Oh, this is what I get for turning it back up. I could have had it nice and pleasant like it was
Let's
before.
talk about video game development for a second.
Are
Every
you
video game runs
gonna
on what's called an engine, which determines what the game
mansplain
can
video
and cannot
games
do.
to me right now?
So in other
Are
words,
you
the
gonna
engine
mansplain
is
video
a
game
set of
development
tools
as
for
though
game
I have
development.
not done that?
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Ah, no! Oh, it's a floor. This is glass. It's over here. Nothing. What was that? 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 Are these all like cow pens? Why is this so creepy? 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 Just a doctor, thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the
I'll
vault.
support you.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. I can't go that way? Quetzal!
This prison.
Quetzal,
funny
thank you
enough,
also for
in
resubscribing.
Coda's
Welcome
original
back to the
design, the
vault.
doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
He really likes these like staircases with glass in the middle. Yeah, but can I walk under here? Is there something new? No? Okay.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Just let me interpret things by myself, dude.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Stop! I wish you wouldn't. I wish you would stop interpreting things for me. I feel like, you know, there's also a chance that this guy was just making random games and that his friend really wanted to psychoanalyze all of them and put them into an order. You know, I was an English major in university. I have an English degree, actually, and I forget that sometimes. I could also put a bunch of random things together and tell you a wonderful story about how deep and meaningful it is. That's art for you, I guess. Okay. Right, good. I like the fireplace. Give me the... Let me open it. I can't. Alright, what's up with that?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
I have been there. You don't want to go over there. Uh-oh. Okay. There must be an ending. There must be a reason that things happen, huh? There's got to be a reason that things happen in life. Doesn't there? Hello again. I'm also interested in the black space between doors. It has fog on the ground. You guys know, you guys can get out of the room. You press the buttons and open the doors. Or are you just choosing not to get out of the room? I can't fine.
And so we make
riffing off
one
of
last
English
descent
degrees.
down to the final floor of
Stop
the level.
spoiling it for me! Don't tell me what the final floor is! Suburbia? Suburbia, it's the darkness in the light. This actually seems like a school.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost.
Is it because
It's
of
going
the
to
Great
appear at the
Gatsby?
end of every single one of his games from here on out.
I know that there's an
tell you what
important,
I think.
significant lamppost metaphor
I think that up to this
in
point,
literature.
you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to.
Yeah.
He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. This is a lot of effort he's putting into all these. Bye, Rex! I can leave notes. Left by other players? If that's the case, I expect to see like 400 notes. How do I... Can I leave notes? This game lied to me.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet.
Damn
All
it!
of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Okay, all
But
right.
it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
I think you're projecting really hard, dude. Is this loneliness, or was he just like trying to play the game and imagining what different kinds of people would think as they played it? He wanted to populate a world so that people could experience the actual idea behind his game, even though he never connected it to the internet. Butt ass butt.
I'll support you.
Hey, boys to the max. I can't believe it either. I thought Todd was such a good guy, but I saw it. I witnessed it in person. Thank you for resubscribing. Welcome back to the fold. Everyone does love butt. As suspected. Todd would never eat Baby Yoda. I'm not sure that the Magic the Gathering stream itself got saved, but I think the clip of it did. Okay, I don't have time for this. I got stuff to do with my life. There's a painting? How'd I get there? The podcast isn't actually dead. Yeah, it's on, like, it's basically on an indefinite hiatus because Todd and I have talked about it a lot. And now what it seems like is gonna happen is just that, like, we're gonna come back to the podcast at some point when we're way older. Because at this point, it's been a few years. So we're going to come back to the podcast eventually. And it's going to be interesting to get this perspective of, like, two people from the past, like, over a specific time period when we were a lot younger. And then this perspective from people when we're older and we've done a lot more and seen a lot of things and we've changed as people. And would like to compare and contrast. So eventually... Oh, it's how we found... Huh, interesting. So yeah, it will eventually come back in one form or another. But like, it is on an indefinite hiatus. So I can't tell you when or where or why or how. I can just tell you that, like, it will probably be back. It is still, I am still extremely fond of the podcast. Very much. I love it a lot. This game is a mystery. Stop pretending you're other people. It doesn't mean anything. I believe that. Devil Tower Star? Devil Tower Star? Why are you telling me tarot card names? The devil is talking about the ending of something and the beginning of something new. The devil's about change. Tower is about terrible catastrophe. The thing that you are fearing happens, and there's not really anything good that can come of it. And Star is about basically following your own intuition and trusting in yourself to get past things. Don't know how those all fit together. Yeah, the picture's not that bad. I have a friend who told me that people only look at art for about 3 seconds, and nobody really looks at art for that long. She would be ashamed to know that I didn't look at this piece of art for that long. He talks about hardcore a lot in STP, but that's just who he is. There doesn't have to be any reason for anything. There doesn't have to be a reason for anything. I think that's the perspective that I'm playing this with. At the end of this level, we're going to see
the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
Can you not?
Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Narrator? Why are you so obsessed
In
with
each of his
Coda?
games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
My god, this puzzle's not that hard.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of
It's
the
not so
events
bad
that led
in
you
here,
here.
guys.
To step back and connect the pieces together, to grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
I don't know. I just psychoanalyze my friends in my own time, goat. Typewriters? It's all the people writing and leaving the notes. This is cool. It's like being in a room with everybody's brains at the same time. Hey.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Ooh, it's so pretty.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Hmm. Aw. Eh. What, so this is a game about how our choices aren't really choices?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
It's a labyrinth.
So, okay,
Hey!
he throws it out and starts over.
I
This
wanted
time he
to
comes at the prison idea from a different
wanted to
direction.
explore the labyrinth. that I remember each step. Okay. Okay, let's go to prison, guys! Yay!
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
There's also no painting.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
I wish you would stop telling me your interpretations of games before you allow me to come to my own. I don't know that his voice is soothing. Not to me. I can't walk back that way. Alright, here we are. Lamppost. No, okay. I'm you from after you escape the prison?
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Hehe. 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 I'm just answering these questions from the perspective of my own depression. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just not gonna comment on any of this.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay.
Is that really what was happening
Wouldn't
there,
that be nice?
sir? I'm not sure if that's what was happening there. I don't think this guy
So what would it
understands.
look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Wow, he's gotten way better at environments. Holy crap.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Ugh. Oh. Wow. You know what? Say what you want about Coda, but Coda really knows how to make rooms very pretty. I'm glad as all heck. Lonesome hands make lousy homes?
You'll notice that the quality of the art
we
is a
cleaning
step
this whole
up from
place?
previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Clear the table. I cleaned it! That's the table I like to see. Of course I'll make the bed. That bed was freaking amazing. This freaking house. How expensive is this house? Do you know how much it would cost to heat this house? Look at these windows! Okay. Straighten out the rug? Yeah, sure. All the little details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. Yeah, cleaning's pretty soothing. I like it. Sure! Make it super cheesy. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I scare you? I'm sorry. No! Wait, come back! No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wanted to hear your insight. I'm sorry.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing.
Do we just have to
It's the
do
moment
it all over
after
again?
a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Her house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding the work hard, maybe a bit of a housekeeping to do before you come to work. Ha! Ha ha!
I know that Coda really liked this game.
Well, yeah,
Of all
because
his
this
work,
game
actually,
is super
this was the only
relaxing.
one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
It occurs to me that one's housing is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. You get it. No! But there's a bit of truth in it, no? Yes, I will clean up the books. I like this music in the background too. You're welcome.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Sure. question.
But, of course, it
Yes?
can't
Huh?
last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well.
Did Coda do
Again,
that, or did you do
You
that?
can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Are they telling me that to, like, challenge me to stay in one spot without moving? Joke's on you. Here we are.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
You thought, huh? Items
This
you
one
love
gets a
at
bit
members-only prices. Why did I come in here yesterday? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. Am I in school right now? I'm in a different seat. You want my friends and the people in my life to look at me and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am? Right now, who do I think about in that way in my own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? What the I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be a person who's so perfect that I make everybody else feel like crap. You're real creepy. You're real creepy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Stop it. Am I gonna be the talker? Yeah.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly,
On the way
you
to work, I
discover
told
that
an
your
elderly
teacher
person
is
to stop
just as
contributing
bigoted
to
and
society.
afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Oh, I can move? Yeah! Don't. Ah, damn. But I can't. I just want to jump into the vortex. Hup, hup, hup. I don't like this one. I don't like this game. I would like to quit this game. Anybody want to do some ecstasy after this? This. Everyone run!
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have.
The hell?
To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
I only really do that with people I've never met before. Oh, I'm back in prison!
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Oh, I feel super nostalgic. Why was I so happy when I said what? When I said what? Cause I recognize prison. Oh, this is very nostalgic. Yes, sir! Or lady. I'll be playing you. I'll do my best. Gathering of professionals. Okay. I'll start leaning out against this wall. Understood. Got it. Professional photographer of animals. It's my dream to photograph animals. Whoa, dude. I don't know if this is my one chance, but okay. Hello. Wise, happy, focused, successful. Okay, I'll try it again. I'm like super scared right now. That's actually my tactic. My tactic is to just go into a room full of people if I'm be like, hey, I'm a little bit intimidated by what's going on right now, but maybe it's just that you need a better feel of the setting. There's a lot of people. I'll give you some props. These cones bounce when you touch them. Will represent the people nearby. Boing, 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 boing. You must have worked really hard to get to where you are. Dude, chill the crap out. Do you know that people are people and they can adapt pretty well? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Life is a zero-sum game. If you don't get exactly what you want, then you're a loser and you die. Okay. I'm sorry. I have no patience for things like that. Absolutely no patience. Was that its goal? Wait, get me back onto the stage. I like the stage even if I don't like you. Lamp. Lamp. There's a little rust on the lamp. I spoke the truth? Me or the game me?
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Got it, Rune Priest. I must keep my eyes closed. Okay, we'll see how that goes. I have a lot of feelings and thoughts about what just happened, but I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, I'm gonna keep my eyes closed, so you guys have to tell me. I'm not gonna be able to read anything that you say. That's okay. I'm already, just so you know, I'm already like only half reading the chat because I'm worried about spoilers. So that's why I haven't been responding very much to chat, because I like take a glance and then I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm just gonna not click anything for a while and see what happens, because my eyes are closed. Are we gonna hit that? Heh.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Speak something that is honest. Huh! Oh no, God!
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, He's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
This game only lasts until 2011. The guy said that it only lasts through 2011, so. Pretty. Like Crystal Chronicles. Can only... my controls are all over the place. I think I am lost. I don't like this. I don't like this hitting very close to home. It needs to stop. I'm gonna start the engine again! That's what's gonna happen. I'm still walking backwards. Yeah. I'm looking for a machine. Where is it? Water? I need to know why it stopped. Let me go. It's Sonic EXE.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety.
Now think about me!
Even.
Okay.
And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Do you really not know? Do you need me to explain that to you? Are you an idiot?
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
I don't think you understand your friend.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Your thoughts are the machine. But it wasn't true.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about, and I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
I like lying. Can I leave?
I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything.
Oh, it's a thing!
For this to stop.
She was crying.
But it didn't stop.
I wanted to help her.
After
She was
finishing this
crying.
one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
I'm going to summarize my thoughts on this game when I'm done playing it, because I kind of want to see where it's going. And I kind of need some time to think about what I'm going to say. Oh, they made me a man this time. I intend to be quick. Did this guy miss the fact that his friend named himself Coda? Okay. You coulda fooled me, ayy!
And of course, it's the machine.
I will say, this game is hitting me. I'll say that. Yeah, it's a musical term. It's not actually for the end of a musical piece. A coda is when you play, there's a coda, you go back to a specified portion of the beginning of the music, and you play through, and then that time you skip the coda and you play to the final end of the piece. So it's meant to be retreading the music. with a different ending. Hi. My followers! It's the cult! Cult! I have a troubling revelation. Relevation. All of them. Oh, that's some manipulative framing right there. We are stronger than it thinks we are. And that's probably the whole truth of it. I like to think that right now I'm operating as Coda's bad thoughts. It's me. The inside of Coda's head. Time to take him out. Yeah!
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him?
Maybe because his work was not meant to have feedback.
With other human
Maybe
beings,
he didn't
would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
want this
Would it
stuff
give
to
him
be
confidence in
shown.
himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Why didn't you just ask? Why didn't you just talk to him?
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the island which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
You're an idiot. I'm not controlling this now. I'm guessing the only thing I can do is hit the button. Yeah.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Well, based off of that earlier tarot card chat bubble I saw, that doesn't bode well.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than
Thanks
anything
for the
else,
host,
the
Emma.
tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Interesting that this time he sent a private link. Interesting that this time he sent it through a private link.
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Yeah, I'll cop out. Is this from Stanley Parable? I could go through the whole game just struggling. There's a light. Is that a lamppost?
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Man with healthy brain struggles to understand people who don't have those.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him. But
I don't know.
couldn't.
Maybe he's
I
mad
still
at
don't
you
really
for
understand
playing
why
all of
this is
his,
here.
putting all of his game out.
I'll put the
Gonna-
code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
I wonder if there's something that you... Ah, damn it. Something that you get if you actually, like, sit there and struggle. I'm not into that kind of thing, even in normal games, though, so... 15, 16, 17? Not really, I guess. Are they from Stanley Parable? Ooh, staircase. Take me home, country road, to the place. Oh, are they the tarot card numbers? The numbers of the tarot card are the thing that I belong.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced
It's not
your way
in
through
Twitch
the first
things.
two challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
Oh my god, you
I
know
feel
this...
like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
Oh really? Are you meaning that this whole thing
I
is
can
more
open this
about
door
you
for
than
you,
it is
so
about Coda?
Let me do that.
Is that what you're telling me? That this was all more about you than it was about him? That you were projecting onto him? That you wound up in some kind of weird codependent situation where you needed to fix him and you thought you knew exactly what he needed in order to get better, and so you wanted to give him that?
Was I a failure
Without asking?
for not understanding this game?
You're a failure for
I
not
don't know why I
understanding your
would
friend.
be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is.
I love Whisper of the Heart.
It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
That kind of really sounds like you problem, though.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me.
Oh, I'm about to punch this
But
man.
he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
I wonder if this means... Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me
I'm the
anymore.
reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did.
Yeah.
I poisoned it for you.
Yeah. Funny.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Mm-hmm. Really? I couldn't tell.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Yeah, Silver, thanks for letting Pumpkin prance. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever think about that, dude? Did you ever think about the fact that he didn't want you to show... Ah! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're calm. We're calm. I just... Oh, I don't like narrator. Oh, he added the lampposts.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
You can't let them be what they are. You couldn't let him be who he was. Woof. Woof. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I'm so proud of Coda for speaking out! Ah! This! I have so many feelings! I have so many feelings about this! I want to see this game through to the end, though. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. Damn, go Coda! But I do hope that it one day clicks.
Something really
How you
stupid
make
because
peace
I don't
with this
like
thing
myself.
you're wrestling. I'm glad that I called this guy's bullshit almost from the very beginning. Makes me feel good. When you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me?
Yes.
Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Play the cleaning game. Isn't this from
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more.
Oh my god, I can't.
It's like a disease. guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Dude, did you ever actually talk to this person? Did you ever believe a word that he told you about himself? Or did you just tell yourself that everything he said was a lie? Like you probably do about everybody who talks to you.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Yeah, no, you're very accurate. That's a very accurate feeling you have there, Joey. It's like a parking garage. It's like wandering around a parking garage.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now?
Meow. Meow.
I think I need to go.
Meow.
And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And
yeah.
So I'm
maybe a little.
just gonna... Okay.
Oh, we're back to the beginning. Uh-oh. I hope I don't get stuck here. Right at the end. No solution for you. Is it taking me back up? Oh. Hey. Would you look at this? Think of it as an artsy game, Joey. It's very open to interpretation. Whee! Can I ascend? Yes! Ba 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 What a moment to do that! Take us home, Baby Yoda. Take us home.
Turn back.
After the tower comes the star.
Turn back from this cave.
How, Baby Yoda? The donation was a Baby Yoda Clonoac.
Let me prove that I'm brave. Let me
This is very
keep
loud and
going.
probably gonna get muted. Yeah, I'm imagining that this song is not Twitch safe. Is all I'm saying. I'm gonna turn the music down on the desktop pretty quiet, so that it doesn't get like shredded from or taken off. You get what I'm saying. So that everything is fine. Because otherwise the audio will get muted, and if I start sharing my thoughts on the game while the audio is muted, people will be trapped forever. Yeah, Joe, you missed like 90% of the game. And it's a long game. It's a narrative game. It's you wouldn't have liked it, I don't think. Mostly because I don't think you would have liked the story that it tells, because it's where do I even start with this? Oh, thank God. Okay. Everyone feel free to share your thoughts now. I need to collect mine and then also share them. I'm gonna swap to IRL real quick. Turn the music volume back up so that put on some Spotify. Also, James Typhoon has donated $10 to find Baby Yoda and says, "This song again, is it?" Yeah. Every time I saw space, it was like da 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 da. Okay. It's rough? Yeah, I feel it. It's very rough. What are the names of some of the chapters? I turned off the game. I can turn on the game again and see whether there are names for each of the chapters. Because basically, Joey, it starts off with this guy walking us through these games that were made by his friend, whose name is Coda, and then he starts believing that his friend is depressed based on what he sees in the games, and then because he believes that his friend is so severely depressed, he takes his friend's games and shows them to a bunch of people, and his friend doesn't like that and makes a final game wherein he basically calls out the narrator for being an asshole, and then stops making games forever. But I think since the vast majority of the game is that period of time where you're listening to this guy psychoanalyze his supposed friend and tell you how he thinks his friend is feeling, I think that part you wouldn't have been a fan of. Intro, whisper, backwards, entering, stairs, puzzle, exiting, down, notes, escape, house, lecture, theater, Mobius, island, machine, tower, and epilogue. Those were the names of all of the chapters. Oh, that was a lift. The music? The game is exactly what you expected it to be? Really? You personally relate to Davy's failures. You're very glad this game exists. Helped you not feel alone while navigating personal toxicity and being a much healthier person to be around. That's good. I bet he made this game because he was so annoyed with people explaining his games to him. Interesting. This game makes you feel kind of icky near the end for having seen all the stuff that you weren't meant to see, even though it was served to you on a platter. That's part's true. Sometimes art is made for yourselves to help you through some tough times, and it's not meant for others. yeah, that's more what I was thinking, Joey. Help you through rough times is not meant for others. I'd be mortified if my writings would be released for my depression. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, J Phoenix, is that I'm playing through this game, and like at the end, Coda says something really interesting. He basically says like, stop reading into this and thinking that I'm broken, which is interesting because Coda's levels do kind of show... They don't necessarily show that he's like broken or depressed or anything, but they show that he's questioning things and he's thinking about things and he's using games as a way to explore these concepts that he's trying to work through for himself. And that was very clear to me. I'm not sure... I think like it's intended to be clear to the person who plays that like Coda's probably meaning for these games to be played just by Coda and by like a select few friends that he shares the games with and by nobody else. He's not making these games for credit. He's not making these games for people to like him. He doesn't want to know people's feedback on these games because that's not the point. And in some ways, when you're making something like that, having people share their thoughts on it kind of destroys it because now you can't make more things without their thoughts playing in your head. I think anybody who's had... It's interesting that he made this game after the Stanley Parable, because I think that anybody who's creatively made something that ended up being even a little bit successful and then has to follow it up afterwards, I think that that's a very relatable experience of being like, I need to figure out a new way to create, because it's a lot harder to create now that I feel like there's so many people in my head telling me what they think of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. You like disliking the narrator? Davey seemed way past the point of helping his friend early into the game. It's like his attitude was, I know you better than you do. Yep, that's definitely the case. The narrator started to question stuff, and it made Coda start to question stuff, and the fun of creation was poisoned because of what does it mean. Well, I said in the very beginning of the game, because like I mean that's why I kept making comments like, oh, this guy reminds me of when I was in college, because this guy was making up meanings to what he was playing, but that doesn't mean that any of those meanings are true. Like I called at the very beginning that he was a guy who needs everything to mean something. And it was clear to me that Coda did not need everything to mean something. Which doesn't mean that there aren't questions and ideas, and like, that doesn't mean that he's not creating stuff with the intent to figure something out for himself, but that doesn't mean that the creation itself has a solution or a meaning. Yeah, I feel like if I replayed the game, I'd have a totally different impression of it. Hello, Batsko Screech. Can you truly share something with even one person and expect not to hear anything back about it? I don't think so, but I think, you know, there's a difference between sharing something with like a friend and being able to handle their criticism versus sharing something with the wider world. And there's a difference between, especially when the things that you're creating are so personal, like clearly these games that Coda was making were very personal to him, were things that he was trying to, you know, he was exploring things for himself. And so it's one thing for me to have a deep, intimate, personal conversation with my friend who I trust, and it's another thing for that friend to record the conversation that we are having together and without my knowledge post it on the internet for everybody to listen to and hear, which is the equivalent of what Davey did. Like, there's a difference between having a thought and talking about it with people that I like and writing a blog post to put on the internet for everybody to read. And I think that that's the difference there. Like, you can handle certain kinds of criticism, but it's very different once something goes public. Ooh, I'm sorry, Jet. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and sometimes you want to explore things in art and it doesn't relate directly back to you, or it's just a question you have. Does the artist's intended meaning of a piece actually matter? The meaning arises from you experiencing it. Sure, Tolf, you're right. As long as your thoughts about the creative piece are about the creative piece. The minute you start hypothesizing about the creator and what the creator might have felt or thought or what he was going through, what his mental state was, that's the minute you're going way too overboard. You're allowed to experience art whatever way you want to experience art, in my opinion. But when you start suggesting that people have real diagnosable mental illnesses and operating from that assumption, that's a problem. Yeah, I get that, Max. Man, there were so many parts during that game when I got hit really hard, because okay, this is why I was like, I need to gather my thoughts and figure out what I want to say about this game, because it hits a lot of deep personal things for me, that with ones that I don't necessarily want to share publicly with the world, because despite the fact that I'm a streamer, I'm actually very private about certain things. I like to have a very intense boundaries between my public and private lives about certain things. Which is why I wanted to think about some of the things that I wanted to say. But as far as those games being very relatable to combating mindsets related to depression, yeah, those games were incredibly relatable. Some of those thoughts are when the conversations you're having in the earlier games with people where they're basically, one person's really optimistic and you're choosing what to say back that is extremely pessimistic and mean and cruel in some instances. That's exactly what it's like to have a brain that functions like that. Is that there's the part of you that's cool, I'm gonna go for a walk outside today, and then the other part of your brain that's that was a stupidly terrible thing to do. Why would you ever do that? I can't believe you thought that you could walk outside like a normal person. What's wrong with you? It's so that part aspect of the game was really well done. And the feelings that it created of trying to combat those things and trying to solve the puzzle and get out of it were very good. Honestly, I think that that's why the narrator had such a hard time with those games, considering what Coda said at the end, that Davey put in all of the lampposts to the games. Davey was looking for a solution and an answer, and he was deeply unsettled by the fact that Coda's games were open-ended like that, because the truth, it seems to me that looking at it from an artistic interpretation perspective, Coda is a person who is extremely comfortable with himself, who accepts the way that he is. He's I am this way, my brain functions in this way. There's not a meaning to it, there's not a point to it, there's no necessarily getting over it or moving past it, there's no accomplishing this. This is just the way that I am. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, but this is how it is, and I work with it the way that I work with it, and that is that. There doesn't need to be a period on the end of that sentence. That's I am one continuous person who is constantly going forward. And Davey couldn't handle the fact that there wasn't enough of a concrete answer. He couldn't handle the fact that Coda at no point ends his games and is and now I'm all better. He couldn't handle the fact that Coda was ambiguous and imperfect. So he started needing to find a solution. He needed to create a problem, and then he needed to solve the problem. And you see people actually doing this a lot with other humans and friends. Um, I don't necessarily. Yeah, Tolf was the one who donated the game. Yeah, I don't necessarily think or care to know whether Coda and Davy are both real people or fake people. That's not my business. Because I don't think that this game is like in real life. I'm just gonna take the framework that it presents to me, which is that these are two friends. Well, these are two people who may or may not consider themselves friends. Yeah. If he has said that about the game, then I'm comfortable believing that. I'm not comfortable believing that. I'm not comfortable reading into people's personal lives from playing from consuming their work. Is basically like a as a creator, that is the stance that I take. Because, as I said, I'm a very private person, and I think that that boundary should be there. Just because I'm putting a creative work out into the world doesn't mean that I am consenting to people psychoanalyzing me, which is what Davy does in this game. He said Coda is fictional. But there's this other part of the game that also feels extremely true, which is the part where developing, like creating, stops being fun. And he's like searching for the way to make it fun again. He's searching for the way to make it meaningful again. That part hit really hard. Sorry, I'm just thinking really hard now. Asagay. Let's all hold hands and cry. I don't know, it's really weird to play this game now, because I just had like a very personal realization that kind of is tangentially related to one of the themes brought up in this game, and so that's why like I'm having a lot of feelings, but I'm like not necessarily willing to share all of them. But it's interesting because like Davy is kind of a representation of one way of pursuing life, which is thinking that there is a point and a meaning to everything that happens. And like, yeah, the ultimate end result of believing in that is that if something happens and you can't see a meaning to it, you need to create a meaning to it. And sometimes that can go negatively because you start creating problems because you need to find a meaning so badly. Making you think about making a game yourself? Nice! Thank you for enjoying my games. Please don't ever talk to me ever again. We still need to make a fighting game. Add lampposts! There's... I find it very relatable. I find the concept of like... Coda saying like, making games was my safe was my safe thing, and you took that from me. That hit me very hard. Like, I find that very... For things of which I will be explicit here, you guys do not know anything about. I have experienced that, and it has been difficult to get past it. Because again, oh, no plunging into my private life, but like, that happens. Your relationship to creating changes over time, and it sucks, especially when you base your identity on being a creator. When you base your identity on like Coda was this person who made games, and then he just his solution was to just be like, I don't make games anymore because you ruined it for me, goodbye. Off of my sweet booty. And it can be deeply connected to the people that you work with. Hey, Iron! Yeah, well, I think that's the thing. I think that, like, yeah, that's interesting, Tulp. I feel like I didn't necessarily express many of my thoughts while I was playing this. I expressed some of my emotions, though. But yeah, Fuzzy, I think that that's something that people assume, is that if you're making something and you're not putting it out there, it's because you don't have confidence, or it's because you don't think it's that good, or, you know, they assume that it's a you problem, because why wouldn't you want to share your work? And it's like, sometimes you just don't want to share your work, and sometimes you want to make stuff. Like, sometimes as a creator you want to make stuff without anybody knowing that you're making stuff, because it's so much easier to create when nobody knows that you're doing it. It's so much easier to make things when you don't have to, like, say that you're making something, and then, like, well-meaning friends come back to you later and are like, oh, how's that thing going? And you have to be like, it's not going, or like, it is going, and then they're like, can I see it? And you're like, no, and then, like, it's no longer a private thing, it's everybody's business, because now you being a creator is a public thing. It's just like a weird, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It stirred up a lot of emotions in me, and I feel like I can't complete all of these thoughts because half of it is stuff that is very private to me personally. Gosh. Gosh! Welcome back, Krethian. I'm glad that you understand that, Phoenix. Like, I'm glad that you know that it's just for you. And I hope that other people can understand that. Yeah, there's a pressure that comes with telling people that you're gonna do something. The tortured creative soul. I hate the idea of the tortured creative soul. Which is also what this thing is talking about too. I wonder why it's called the Beginner's Guide. Why is it called the Beginner's Guide? And it's interesting because it also seems to me that the game is split into 3 parts, even though the longest one, like, it had Death Tarot and the Death Tower and the Star tarot cards, right? And it seems to me that the entirety of the beginning of the game before the tower is death, the card death, which indicates, as I've said before, change. Not necessarily a painless change, but a good change, like something that is meant to end and something new that is meant to begin. And then it transforms into the tower, which is the actual end, where Coda calls Davy out for everything pretty much. And then you have the epilogue, which is the star, where Davy realizes that he needs to change. And so there is hope. There's that, like, optimistic point at the end of the game. Devil? No, it was... I thought it was death. Was it devil? Ooh, if it's a devil, then that... Ooh, that... Woohoo! if it's devil, then it's specifically referring to Davy for sure, and it's not then it's not relating to Coda at all. It's all about Davy. The devil is about it's short version of like shooting ourselves in the foot. It's about like setting yourself up for failure in some ways. Let me get the actual meaning of the card. I have a hard time verbalizing the meaning of the devil card. Oh gosh. I forgot that there's so many different interpretations on the internet. Blah blah blah. It represents the culturally rejected wildness and undigested shadow side that each of us carries in our subconscious. It's at the core of our being, which we cannot get rid of and will never succeed in taming. Yeah. Like I said, it's about leaning into some of our negative aspects and therefore setting ourselves up for failure. Being stuck by your own deadly sin. All the cards are in a row. Then that would make sense, because I'm pretty sure death is 13. Yeah, it's the devil. Okay. Yeah, then that just points to the fact that the story... The game is Davy's story. It has nothing to do with Coda. Coda just happens to be the focus, who, thank God, finally gets a voice at the end of the game. I'm glad that at the end of the game, Davy recognized that what he was doing was wrong and did something about it. But I also can say that if I were Coda, I would cut Davy out of my life forever and never look back. So, like, yeah, I get why Coda did that. And then Davy just continues on his compulsion for needing things to end nicely with a little bow tied up and releases the games and all that, and it's bad. Making a whole ass game instead of talking to your friend. I'm sorry, Crethian. When you see so much of yourself in it. Yeah, sorry. I'm just like, I'm literally just like staring into space thinking about it. And like my main thought is just Coda gets it. There is no point. There is no meaning. Coda understands. I'm like, oh, I very much identify with this, like, this person who is a creator, and I identify with the creative struggles this person is having. We are still doing short VNs, indeed. We have some time. I've got some, like, really short VNs. Like, some, like, I think there's a couple that said that they were, like, 3 and 15 and 20 minutes long. Accept the consequences of your failures and let those connections go. I think it's very important to, yes, accept the consequences of your actions and accept. Well, I think Davy's whole issue was that he was struggling with accepting that people aren't him. Like, he was struggling with accepting the fact that people don't think the way that he does, that they don't have the same brain that he does, and that they can feel things other than what he feels or he thinks that they're feeling. And so, in a similar way, he struggles to, like, accept responsibility for his actions, because when, like, the correct thing to do would have been when Coda was like, stay out of my life, screw you, I hate you. he should have just been like, okay, I messed up. I accept that this is a decision that you are making, and I will follow the decision that you are making. You've set a clear boundary. I'm going to follow that boundary. But he doesn't, because he doesn't, he has a hard time conceiving of other people as real people. So he just thinks that he can keep pushing it. He doesn't, understand that that's a boundary that somebody has set that is not supposed to be crossed. I'm pulling up my little list of all the different games that I have so I can see how long they were. Hey, Giu! I'm gonna get to let you know that in a hot second. Well, even more than that, he's only concerned about himself. He's not actually concerned about Coda at all. There's a lot of people who act like they're concerned about other people but are really just concerned about themselves. It's a really easy way to figure out who is an okay person and who isn't. Okay, so we've got a 3-minute visual novel, a 15-minute visual novel, and an 18-minute visual novel. Listen. A lot of these visual novels are games that I've gotten in Humble Bundle packs. So I really don't know that much about 95% of the games that we're going to be playing that are really, really short, and I can't say whether they're going to be good or not. I think a lot of these games were made by people who were kind of Nanarinoing it, making their own game in a month and going off with it. So I think that it's adjust our expectations a little bit. These are probably one-person productions made with a short time span. I'm gonna assume. And let me swap over on Twitch. Yeah, if I have any more thoughts about the game, I'll just blog them, because my thoughts are too disjointed right now. It hit me too hard. Random VN time. I wonder if any of these, the 3-minute one. Oh, the 3-minute one does indeed have a name. All right, so there it is. One of these games could take a knife and stab you and be like, checks out. Anything that ends up happening. Game of the Year candidate. Okay. So, the first one that we are playing is the 3-minute game. It is called Lily's Day Off, and it kind of sounds like it's gonna be adorable, I assume. It's probably just a game about a girl taking a day off, I assume. Let me... Let's go! It's gonna be fine! Let me make sure that Twitch can, or OBS can... Oh, okay. Yep, this is how big the game is gonna be. Okay. Made with Unity. Pick up on it, game. I think most of these games are probably gonna be, fun. Ooh. There it goes. Whee! Fun visual novel time, let's go! Oh. Well, it looks closet? Oh. I'm gonna make her an idol. Let's start. Let's go. Huh? Where am I? You look around. Oh, it's in the second person. You look around trying to make sense of the situation you're in. Pink for cuteness? Alright, I got it. That makes sense because it's Lily's day off and she's having a good time. Oh. I can't spacebar it. I can only click. Interesting. How did I get here? Hey, where is everybody? There's nobody around. I think I must have dozed off. Hey, Reveille. Shiku, 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 shi. Huh? That sounds like someone crying? You turn around and face toward the source of the crying noises. Lily! Shiku, shiku. She has long, flowing pink hair dressed with a lilac bow and a star hairpin. She is wearing a cute outfit. You notice her face is red and she has tears in her eyes. Eh? Is someone there? I should have put the swimsuit on her. The girl looks up at you in a startled daze. You immediately recognize her. Oh my gosh, no way! It's Lily-chan from my favorite pop idol group, the Lily Pads. I wonder if the text changes if we have her in a different outfit. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. I mean, she's like a superstar. Hello? Wait, don't come near me. Whoa, she's freaking out. I wonder what's wrong. Well, excuse me, are you okay? Is something the matter? Yeah, I'm okay. Are you sure? I heard you crying just a minute ago. Are you lost or something? Well, actually, I don't know the area very well. I just moved here today. I walked around for a while and suddenly realized I had no idea where I was. The stars continue if I hold down the button. Don't worry, I've lived here all my life. I'll help you find your way home. Try and describe what you remember about your house. You can't help but smile at the idea of having a celebrity in your hometown. And there's a big oak tree right out front. That's your house? That place is right around the corner. You can see the tree from here. You can? Yeah, it's this way. You're right, I see the tree. What a relief. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Ah, she's so cute when she smiles like that. It's getting pretty late. I need to head home. I have summer school tomorrow. I have summer school tomorrow too. It's more of a personal matter. Maybe she has to take classes in the summer because she's a pop idol. Bye! Bye! Oops, I said her name by accident. I hope she doesn't think I'm some sort of stalker. Maybe I should have told her I recognized her. Anyways, she's so darn cute. I can't wait for school tomorrow. I used to use this in the really bad YouTube videos I used to make that are no longer online. Finally, class is over. Looks like Lily-chan and I are the only two in this summer class. Can you believe it? What are the odds that we'd be the only two here? How was your first day of school? Super boring. I felt like jumping up and running around the whole time. I totally know what you mean. By the way, I don't think we were ever properly introduced. I'm Lily. Nice to meet you, Lily-chan. Nice to meet you too. I don't have a name. Look at that beautiful sky. It's a really beautiful day. Too bad I don't really know anything to do around here. Maybe I should show her around town. Why don't I give you a tour around town? Would you really do that for me? Sure. This way you can become more familiar with the town. Sounds great. Let's do it. Let's go. My book reviews. And this is the town park. It's a great place to relax and get away from it all. Oh, this is a nice neighborhood. I've lived here all my life. You're lucky. Why is that? My family's been moving around pretty frequently. Seems like whenever I start to get used to a place, we end up moving. Haha, military life. This must be due to Lily-chan being a pop idol, I assume. The day we met, I wasn't crying because I was lost. I was crying because I just left my old hometown and I had to say goodbye to a dear friend. Most of the people I encounter are total creeps. What I really need is someone I can trust. We're definitely the right candidate. Someone who I can depend on to tell the truth and to be there for me. That sounds like it's a really big issue for her. I want to be Lily's friend. But I've been lying to her from the start. But I knew she was a pop idol right away, but I didn't say anything. Sure, I'll come clean. Truth is, I know that you're Lily Pad Lily the pop idol. I've known from the very first day we met. I just didn't want to seem creepy. After that, I couldn't find the right opportunity to come clean, because it was only one day. I'm sorry. Fumu fumu. I actually knew all along. You did? The day we met, you called me by my name before I'd even introduced myself to you. I knew then you must have recognized me. I'm sad you thought you had to hide this all along. However, I'm glad you got the courage to tell me the truth now. I'm happy I met someone as nice as you. Let's continue the tour. Let's go to that store. She has her ups and downs because of her idle life, but I'm always here to comfort her? It's my job as her friend to always be there for her. That's what I intended. This sounds like this person is super not a creepy stalker. Come on! Alright already. Let's go, Lily-chan. Oh, it's over! So, question. Why did they include the swimsuit outfit? Damn it. Okay, if we go like school uniform, does it still say that she's an idol? Why did we like wake up in the middle of nowhere? Oh yeah, no, she's just in the pop idol group no matter what. I don't think there's anything hidden. You're a lily pad lily, aren't you? What an honor. Always nice to meet a fan. I'm in the area for a live performance I have coming up. I don't want to keep you. I know how busy you can be. It's a great town. I've lived there my whole life. I have a favor to ask. Would you like to show me around town? So what, we just skipped the whole part about going to school? No, we're in a cafe now. Food here is great. They make the best chicken fingers. I know, she said. I really have to stop checking her site so often. Ha ha ha. I take a big bite of a chicken finger. Don't you remember me? What? Don't I look familiar to you at all, or have you completely forgotten me? I have had this funny feeling? I might know you? Your memories may have been altered. You need to remember? It's Lily, your little sister? Memories of you and your kawaii little sister Lily come flooding back. I'm starting to remember what's going on. What is going on? I'll explain everything later. We really need to get away from this place. The Mega Bro Corporation could be listening. Okay, follow me. Do you think this is far enough? Should be. Listen carefully. The Mega Bro Corporation knows about our time machine. They found out about it and they've been chasing me ever since. We should have jumped back before they knew it existed. I don't know how it happened either. Our only option is to destroy the time machine? Even if we get hurt, the Megabro Corporation won't be able to use it? I need you to give me the activation code. I'll run back to the lab and start the self-destruction sequence. This may be the best option. Sure, here's the code. Oof-oo-foo-foo. Fool! I work for the Megabro Corporation. She hits me over the head and knocks me out. What's going on? Thanks for the code to the time machine. The Bro Corporation will be very pleased. Lily, what are you talking about? I used to be your little sister, but the jump back in time changed me. For some reason, the time machine altered our memories. But thanks to that, I realized that the Megabro Corporation's actions were the right actions to take. Lily, stop! She has a gun! Lily, you're my sister! We can't let them do it again! It's too late. Lily-chan, everything we've worked so hard for. This is the right decision. The nukes need to be dropped to clean humanity? She gets into the time machine! You're Lily Pad Lily. Let's get the other endings. I have had this funny feeling. Sorry, but I can't tell you the code. What do you mean? If I give you the code, that will put you, my little sister, directly in the Megabro Corporation's sights. If they really want that code, it's me they need. You can walk away from this. You passed my test. Test? I had to make sure you were really you. We need to get back to the lab. We made a fatal mistake with our time machine. It's been resetting our current timeline over and over. It seems like every time it does, it swaps our personalities and memories around. But now that we're finally reunited with our original memories, we can beat this as a family. We can stop the time machine before it resets. We could stop the Megabro Corporation from launching those nukes and destroying the free world. It's up to us. Let's do it, lil sis. Self-destruct initiated. Time to run. We'll create our own future this time. We'll finally be able to relax and have a normal day. Let's go to the amusement park. It'll be Lily's day off. Oh, that was the true ending! We found the true end! What the f- This game is hilarious. This game is great. This game is amazing. I love this game. This game is good. I like it. They didn't give me a... There isn't a way to close the game. They didn't put in a quit button. Okay. The nukes are the true ending. Oh god. What do you think? Do you guys want to see more endings, or do we want to go to one of what was it? The game that is approximately 15 minutes long. No to quitting until I get every ending. I bet the swimsuit leads to an ending. I bet just having this all endings. All right, let's go. They are some short games. Let's skip all the buttons. All right, excuse me. Let's just do this because we've seen this already. Yo, babe, let me show you around town. I said exactly what I accidentally skipped everything. Rewind. Yo, babe, let me show you around town. Huh? I said I can show you around town. I'll treat you real nice, baby doll. Ugh, what's wrong with you? What? I thought you were a cool person, but you're just a jerk. You found out about who I really am, huh? You try to act all suave and cool to become friends with me just because I'm a super famous pop idol. I'm a nice person. You're a slime. Oh, she knows who we are. Just like every other person I've ever met in my life. Stay away from me. Lily-chan, wait. How come it didn't work? I said exactly what I was supposed to say according to howtobesupersuave.org. Well, fine then. Turn me down. Let's see how well she fares without getting my help around town. Seems like she was able to make it. Did we follow her? Seems like she was able to make it back home all right. I can see her silhouette in her room. Well, whatever. So what if I'm stupid and have to take summer classes and have no friends? So what if Lily-chan thinks she's better than me? As long as she's suffering all alone, I'm satisfied? I'll just have to make sure she's always alone like me? Forever and ever? Unless maybe she made friends? Maybe they're in her room right now and I can't see them. Oh my god. I would like to just stalk her from the shadow. I would like to not do any of these. I'm sure she's all alone. I probably would have seen shadows if she had someone... What is happening? If she had someone else up here. I'll just wait here and watch over Lily-chan all night. Hey, who's over there? Huh? We got a phone call about a suspicious person lurking in front of this house. What are you doing here? You look down at yourself trying to think of a way to explain the I Love Lily t-shirt and the binoculars. I'm just bird watching. Save it for the judge. You're coming downtown with us. I love this game. I love this game. It's been 24 hours. With no witnesses stepping forward, they'll be forced to release me soon. Then I can sneak back over to Lily's and continue to watch over her. Hey there! Lily-chan! Did she come back for me? She realized she made a mistake by turning me down? Why are you here, Lily-chan? I saw you yesterday outside my house. I'm the one who called the cops, you freak. That can't be true. I hope you rot in here. Lily! This game... Let's see what the other option was. Maybe there'll be nukes in this one too. Sneak into Lily's house and confront her. I can't have her enjoying herself after she left me here to be alone forever. Here I come, Lily-chan. Oh, she's on her bed. Looks like she's... No. Looks like she's asleep. Is someone there? Don't worry, Lily-chan. It's just me. I was checking up on you to make sure that you're okay. Stay away from me! Get out of my house! No, please, don't say that, Lily-chan. I'm only trying to help you. Get out now or I'll hurt you! Is that... Lily picks up a baseball bat that was next to her bed and starts swinging wildly. Lily-chan, please be careful. Get out. Lily-chan, stop. I'm here for you. Get out, get out, get out. Stop it. You catch the bat on its next swing and rip it from her arms. In a rage, you start swinging the bat at Lily. I loved you. How could you turn? What is happening? You drop the bat to the ground. A fresh shade of red covers the room. What the hell is happening? Okay, so then what happens if I'm just like, hey, let's go for a tour around town? Don't tell her the truth. It would just hurt her even more. Don't worry, Lily-chan, I'll always be there for you. You know, don't you? Don't try to trick me. You've been lying to me ever since we first met. That's a lie. The first day we met on the street, you called me my name before I introduced myself. You clearly known about my true identity this entire time. How could I trust someone like you when our entire relationship is based on lies? Lily-chan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, too. Lily-chan. It's been a week since Lily-chan got angry at me. I should have just been honest with her from the very beginning. I completely blew everything. Huh? Lily-chan. Huh. I really let her down. What the hell is happening? Lily murdered. It's just an ending. No, 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 no. No. Return to title screen. You guys said I had to get all endings, so this is your doing more than it is mine. Oh, so we've gotten all of the excuse. Okay, but we haven't gotten all of the ones from your lily pad Lily. Oh, because I haven't said have we met before. Don't you remember? We went to elementary. Okay, so now she's not my sister. We went to elementary school together before I became famous. Oh my god, you're that Lily? I haven't seen you in forever. You look completely different. Ah, thanks. I think about you all the time. You do? Yeah, we used to have all sorts of fun together. I'm starting to remember everything. Well, hey, I really need to get back to my hotel. I have a live performance I need to prepare for. Already, we hardly got to talk. Yeah, my parents can be really strict. Oh, I see. Well, I'll see you around. Definitely. Bye. I can't believe I bumped into Lilypad until yesterday. Not to mention that she's a childhood friend. You're telling me. Hey there. Wow, the second time we bumped into each other in 2 days. What a coincidence. It's like we went to the same school. Yeah, a coincidence. Ahaha. Didn't you say you had a performance today? Did I say something like that? Don't worry about it. Since we didn't have that much time to talk yesterday, we should go somewhere now. Yeah, let's go. My schedule's booked. No, let's go catch up. I remember when that happened. Oh, cherry blossoms. We're in love. One of my favorite memories. Her smile's so cute. Actually, I have a confession. I have a live concert taking place right now? Thousands of people are anticipating hearing me sing, but I just couldn't do it. Being an idol was fun at first, but nowadays it's too much pressure. Not to mention always having to travel means I can never make any friends. I wish I could have just been a normal girl. Then I wouldn't have had to leave on tours. We could have been together all along. And our meeting now wasn't a coincidence. I was waiting at the spot we met. Now she's a stalker. I was hoping with all my heart I'd meet you again. Because I like you. Yeah! And then she runs away. And I guess I chased. Oh, it's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks since Lily confessed to me? We're now a couple. I was shocked when she confessed her feelings. She quit her career as Lily Pad Lily so she could settle down in town. Sorry I'm late. Did you wait long? No, it's sprinkling cherry blossoms here too. All ready for our date? Yup. We're happier than we've ever been before. Oh yeah, she's not our sister anymore. She's still a pop idol. Oh my god. So the true ending is that we do time travel. Was I really worth it? It's nice that they gray out the choices that you've made already. Okay. My schedule's kind of booked. Oopsies. Yep. I get carried away. Sorry, my schedule is kind of booked. Hey, I baked you some cookies? Wow, thanks. These look great. Before you can finish your sentence, you start shoving cookies into your mouth. They're good, right? Yeah, they're pretty good. Of course they're good. I made them just how you like them. Huh? I hope you don't mind. I took a peek at one of the cookbooks in your house and saw this recipe marked. You were inside my house? Of course I was in your house. A bride-to-be knows everything about the person she intends to marry. Lily-chan, we hardly even know each other. Nonsense. We're practically best friends back in elementary school. Besides, I've been watching you the last few days. Lily-chan's eyes have become those of a predator stalking its prey. I've got to get out of here. I should be going, Lily-chan. I have a lot of things to do tomorrow. But your schedule should be wide open. I checked your calendar. I was thinking we could visit the church tomorrow and set a date for our wedding. Sorry, but I have to go. I mean, at least she's not gonna murder him. What is going on with her? She seemed like such a normal billionaire super pop star yesterday. She seemed like such a normal billionaire super pop star yesterday. I love this game. Maybe there's something wrong with her. I mean, she broke into my house and looked through my personal things. At least I made it back home. I'll lock all the doors and keep watch for her. There you are. It can't be! So you're the same as everyone else, huh? You think it's okay to just toss me aside and do whatever you want, huh? No, that's not true! Well, Mama and Papa thought the same thing. They figured they would just ruin my life and make me continue to be an idol against my will. Now they'll never be able to tell me what to do again. She pulls an axe out from behind her back. Hey now, what are you doing with that? Lily-chan, you gotta stop. You step back, but your leg collapses. What's going on? The drugs I put in the cookies must be taking effect. It's a good thing I took precautions. Lily-chan, stop, please. She raises the axe and starts moving towards you. I love you, so please stop. You love me? Perfect. We can spend eternity together in death. This is an amazing game, and I love it. Alright, let's see what else happens if we... It's like every anime that has ever existed. Lily-chan, what are you doing out here? I don't remember. I can remember my name and... Wait a minute, how do you know my name? Are you some kind of crazy person? Shoot, I've been found out. How could you have known it? My psychiatrist said nobody would be able to tell. Might as well tell the truth now. Please do buy this game. Please do support the developers. Can I imagine our lives if we never picked this? I'm glad that I dug it up out of my backlog game spreadsheet. Huh, actually, I'm a murderer. Hey now, watch what you say out loud. People may get the wrong idea. Where did I get this game? Lily's Day Off. It's on Steam, it's on itch.io, and it's on the App Store. So there's your options for I think it's like $3 or something? Yeah, it's like $5. But it's true. Really? Yeah. Oh, I see. Haha. You're surprised at how well she seems to be handling this. You let a slight chuckle slip out. Help! Police! Police! I hear someone calling for help over there. I gotta run. I don't intend on going back to the big house again. Police! And I'm taking you with me. We kidnapped her. You'll never catch me, coppers. One playthrough is 3 minutes. Let me go. What are you doing? Stop laughing. The cops are right on your tail, you know? We lost the cops a few blocks back and you know it. Wipe those tears off your face. Do it or I'll kill you. Yeah, keep doing what you're told and I may just spare you until tonight. But rest assured you're probably going to die. The cops have found you by then. I bet that every cop in the area is frantically searching for me. Oh, and why would they do that? You're nobody important. Well, because Lily-chan has no idea I know she's famous. Isn't it only natural police would look for a missing person? I guess, but they won't care that much, believe me. I've done this about 30 times so far. The cops never care enough. I mean, I'm still here, aren't I? But why me? I'm nobody special. Why'd you have to pick me? Does she expect me to believe that? It's starting to get on my nerves. It's not like you can use me in some kidnapping scandal. My family is flat broke. Another lie. What does she think I am, an idiot? Even lunatics watch TV. Anyone would be able to see that she is the legendary pop idol Lily Pad Lily-chan. It's not like I'm a... Shut up! Do you think you're smart putting on an act like that? Act? I should just reveal it to her right now that I know her secret. If I do, she'll really be scared out of her mind. What if I keep it to myself? It could add to the overall suspense. That would be a real killer. Reveal that I know. You're not fooling anyone with that poor act of yours. I know that you're the legendary Lilypad Lily. I see you on TV. I've only dreamed of meeting you, let alone getting the honor to kill you myself. That can't be! Then you knew the whole time? You planned it ever since we met on that street? I knew the whole time, but meeting you on the street was a coincidence. Bad luck for you, I guess. Did you just figure that out now? I thought something might have clicked when I mentioned that I've killed over 30 people. Help someone! Oh no you don't. Let's go somewhere you can't escape. No! This is gonna be fun. Ha! Not bad, huh? This is your house? Don't be ridiculous. This is my dungeon. It's where I kill all of my victims. Then does that mean... Yup, it's time for your punishment for trying to run away. Please don't kill me. It's too late for that. Here, let me strap your arms and legs down? Please? Are we just gonna... Are we just... I'm uncomfortable. Maybe Mr. Chainsaw would like to take a turn today. What the hell is happening? Are the police gonna come? The police are gonna come, right? And how was your day today, patient number 22? I killed Lilypad Lily. I used my lucky knife. The lucky knife, huh? Next time I'll kill another celebrity. They're so much fun. Do you feel as if you've made any more of a recovery? No apparent progress. Do you guys still want to see all the endings to this game? Yeah, I'm assuming it was all in our mind, or we were having like a trip or something. Oh my god. You guys are... There's only like 7 left. Alright, let's just finish up these murder ones. Let's try Mr. Chainsaw. See how it's different this time. Mr. Chainsaw does want to make an appearance. Wait, I'll join you? What did you say? I'll join you. Let me become a murderer too. Please, don't use that thing on me. Think about it. You can finally have an apprentice to pass the trade on to. We'll probably gain national fame as the murdering duo. It'll be great. We'll be unstoppable. You can even teach me to laugh maniacally. That laugh will need some work, but I think we can make it work. You've got a deal. Now let's go kill people. This is gonna be fun. It's been 3 months since our team up. Lily-chan stayed loyal to her word. It's quite amazing that she could drop all of her fame to live a life on the run. Maybe she had a hidden desire all along. Not only did we become recognized as a national threat, we reached the #1 spot on the most wanted list. Hey, I see a potential victim. You're right, he looks like a real loser. Yeah, we'll probably be able to make him wet his pants. Her evil laugh has been perfected. Let's do our usual act. What is happening? What is happening in this game? I don't know about your stardom. Hey, what is it? I was just wondering, since I'm gonna die tonight, can I at least visit my favorite cafe one last time? I don't normally do this, but she's so cute. Sure, let's get dinner there tonight. It'll be your last supper. Lead the way. How are those chicken fingers treating you? They're good. My steak is a bit I can help you. We don't want to draw unnecessary attention to our table. Keep in mind that I will kill you at any moment. I hope she doesn't see through my bluff. There's too many witnesses. I want to help you leave your unrighteous ways behind. What are you talking about? I like me the way I... No, you don't. I can see it in your eyes. I can see the struggle going on in your heart. I can help you regain control of your life. How are you going to do that? To start off, I need to analyze your problem. Wow, the music got really loud all of a sudden. To do this, I will need to put you into a hypnotic trance. You've got to trust me. I only want to help. Should I trust her? I kidnapped her. Now she wants to help me? All I need you to do is close your eyes and relax. I do wish to be normal again. Alright, let's close our eyes. I feel so good because I'll be able to save a lost cause. I'm finally going to be a normal person again. My mom is going to be so happy. I can attend the Christmas dinners again. What's Lily-chan doing? She isn't talking. I don't hear anything. Is this some sort of trap? I'll take a peek. Lily-chan, what are you doing with that plate? No! Ugh, my head. What is this giant bump? Where am I? There's a girl over there. Do you know where I am? What do you mean, where are you? You're in the mansion, aren't you? I think I must have hit my head. I can't remember anything. Well, you're my servant, of course. I'm your master, Lily-sama. I am? Yes, and I asked you to get me some juice 10 minutes ago. One more slip up like this and you're fired. Now go and get my juice. Wow, she really managed to profit off of that situation. Some intense hypnosis. You're madly in love. Okay, so what happens if we don't? Oh, it's so loud. If I just get through it quickly. Sorry, Lily-chan. I gotta keep my eyes open. I don't think I would be able to trust you. Why not? I'm perfectly trustable. What was that? What was what? Why do you keep looking over toward the door? Are you anticipating the arrival of a friend? You didn't. Did you call the cops on me? Huh, you bet. My buddy here owns the cafe. I gave him a secret distress signal on the way in. You fool! You forget I can kill you whenever I want to. Prepare to die. There's Lily! She's with a suspicious character! Get over there, men! Today really is your lucky day, Lily-chan. I'll see you again sometime. I'll regret this mistake for my entire life. I finally outrun them. Darn that Lily. Never have I met such an amazing opponent. She's the only victim that has ever managed to escape from my evil clutches. She played her card right and escaped with the gold. I shall make it my life's work to devise a plan to recapture Lily-chan and kill her, but for now, I think I'll look for another unfortunate human. Let's see if they can be just as clever as the almighty pop star Lily Pad Lily. Only 4 more! Let's see where this can go. I love this game. I think I saw that there's a Lily's Night out. I might buy that game and play it too. Well, hi, what's your name? It's rude to ask someone else's name without introducing yourself first. I don't remember my name or anything else about me. Really? I thought I was the only one. You lost your memory too? Yeah, I just woke up here a few minutes ago. When I realized I had no idea what I was doing here, an instinctive reaction to cry came over me. This is weird. I wonder what happened to us. Why would we both happen to wake up with no memories in the middle of a random street? Anyway, I'm Lily. That's the only thing I can remember. Nice to meet you. Although I already know you. I can't believe the amazing Lily Pad Lily has lost her memory. And she's talking to me. You can use my handkerchief. Thank you. I think we should combine forces. We're both lost. We should stick together and try to find our way home. 2 brains are better than 1. It's a good idea. Let's go. Lily-chan, wait, we've been running for a whole minute and we don't even know where we're going. Only a minute and you're tired? Do we have to be running? Can't we slow it down? I guess a break is fine. I guess I wasn't that in shape. So both of us has lost our memory. Pretty strange. The more I think about it, the more my head hurts. Do you remember anything from before you woke up in the street? Yeah, there's one thing. Talking about it may help us get our memories back. Well, I can remember being a big fan of anime. That's probably how I knew about Lily before she said anything. I remember she was famous for doing lots of anime openings. I wonder if Lily remembers what a huge star she is. Definitely not. If she did, she wouldn't be talking to me. Anime? The only thing I can remember besides my name is that I'm into music. Is that all? Yeah. So she doesn't remember her stardom. Maybe I should tell her. What if I tell her she's unable to handle the truth? What if we went somewhere and listened to some music? Maybe if I hear my favorite song, I'll be able to remember more. Let's reveal the truth about it. The truth is, I know you're actually a big star. You're known around the world. That's impossible. Someone like me be... Lily? Lily? She collapsed. No response. Call an ambulance. Remember when there were nukes? It's been 6 months! 6 months living with no memories! 6 months since the day Lily-chan collapsed! The doctors say her coma was triggered by a traumatic event! It was my fault Lily got sick! I never should have revealed the truth to her! I'll never be able to forgive myself! When am I gonna get over this? There's no way I could have known she would fall into a coma. I need a change of scenery. The trees are in full bloom. All of the beautiful colors are pulling me in. A new year is just beginning. Kids returning to school. Maybe I should move on too. There's no telling how long Lily will remain in this state. I can't be here forever. It's not me who's in the coma. I've got a life to live. So let's stop visiting Lily. Even if she was an important friend, I hardly knew her. It's my time to move on and take control of my life. Goodbye, Lily. We may never meet again. After I decided that I couldn't see Lily-chan, all of my memories came flooding back in an instant. I had lived in an apartment alone. I'm scared of people. I'm unable to go out of my room. If I do, there will be more people to judge me. I'll be alone for the rest of my life. I'll never see Lily again. Looking back, it seems my memory loss was more of a blessing than a curse. I was able to get over my fear of people, but now, my life is over. Hikikomori. Good. Alright, let's put her in the coma again. See what happens if we stick around and stay with her. Yeah, we're probably gonna get married, I assume. Lily needs me to be there. She deserves to have someone visiting and watching over her. I've got to return to her room. Lily-chan, I'll be waiting here with you. I won't leave until the day you wake up. Excuse me? I have an important matter to discuss with you. Is everything all right? It's nothing health-wise, but I've come to confirm something. Are you absolutely certain this girl's name is Lily? I'm sure. Is something wrong with that? It took me some time to look into this, but it's as I suspected. I've checked every record we own, and the name Lily doesn't exist. That's impossible. Not in this time, at least. Sorry, but she's not supposed to exist. I'll take my leave now. Lily is a real person. She's just not from this time. The same goes for me. I remember it all when Lily's popularity began to skyrocket. Her life was becoming torn apart. She was constantly overrun by paparazzi and fans. As her best friend, I suggested doing something that could make all of this go away. We came back in time to escape and start our lives over. Where am I? Now we may start our new beginning. Only 2 endings left. What's your name? It's rude to... Right. Let's go have her listen to music. We need to talk about this. That wasn't that bad. Did you know the place was here? How could I? We lost our memories. Maybe your music-loving subconscious has guided you here. It was probably just coincidence. Anyway, I'm gonna go and try the sample headphones and see if I recognize something. The store is nothing special, but I get the feeling Lily must have been here before. It's as if she instinctively knew the way. Hey, that's one of the songs Lily sings. I should let her listen to it. Nothing so far. I'm beginning to think this wasn't such a great idea. Hey, Dawn. This song is it's catchy. Anything? This is my voice. I remember. Everything. I'm famous? You're pretty well known around this world. You knew? Why didn't you tell me? Why'd you keep this important information to yourself? I didn't know what might happen if I told you. I didn't want you to get hurt. As we know, you could have ended up in a coma. Good for you. You remember everything now. I'm sure you want to return to your normal life. It's not like she'll have any interest in me anymore. I'm just a commoner now. Why can't I have my memory back too? So frustrating having no memories. Have you remembered anything new? Nope. Follow me. Lily has her memories back. What if she knows who I really am? What if I'm a stalker or a murderer? What if she brings me right to a police station? They'll lock me up. Let's follow her. I hope I made the right choice. Lily, how much further are we going? I guess this is far enough. Hey, you look like you're ready to sprint as fast as you can. I'm trying to help you. I'm not going to jail? Do you see that building behind me? We both work there. We do? I'm an idol and you're my manager? You're the one who was scouting for new talent the day we met? It's all coming back to me. You gave me my shot at stardom. This is why you knew so much about me. I do work there. We work there. Let's go together. I feel like this is the best of humanity here in this game. Don't follow Lily. I can't trust you. Until I have my own memories back, I have no way of knowing what I was before. I may have been a murderer for all I know. That's ridiculous. Just come with... Don't touch me! Shiku shiku! I took it too far. I'm sorry, Lily. I only want to help you. I wish I could believe you, but for now, I gotta leave you. Until I get my memories back, I should stay away from Lily. It's been 2 weeks since I ran away from Lily. Nothing has happened. I've gotten my memories back, but all they did was send me into my boring everyday life. I was never a murderer. I should have followed Lily that day. I'm such an idiot. What you thinking about? It can't be! Lily? Yo. Wanna go grab a coffee? Sure. I have no idea if there's a secret ending. Let me Google something about this game. Lily's Day Off. It says Lily's Day Off. Wow. Secret menu? What do I do? Oh, what do I do to get the secret menu? Oh, this secret menu is for the... Oh, wait, what'd they click on? Okay. Okay, so it looks like there's a secret menu in the closet somewhere. There we go. Thank you for promoting the stream highlights, Connor. Well, this is my kind of fun. Well, that's the game Lily's Day Off. Once again, just kidding. Once again, there is no way to... Oh, the way to quit the game is to hit the escape button. And we've unlocked 100% of the achievements. We've beaten the game. Just so you know, every single screenshot for every single accomplishment is a picture of Lily's skirt. Good! We're gonna end the stream soon. So let's just swap back. What do you guys think? Do you want to play the 18-minute visual novel that I found, or do you think that it's good to end here? We either end after the 18-minute visual novel, or we top off with Lily's Day Off, which was what a trip. We can end here because it was a good... Hold off and start the next stream. That's fair. I feel like that was a... Yeah, that was a good ride. That was a good... that was something that happened. That was... I love that game. That game epitomizes the reason I love bad movies. And it's because when you watch the right kind of good bad movie, you just have no idea what's gonna happen next. As long as the movie's like coherent enough that it kind of has a plot, then you're watching a bad movie and you're like, this is gonna happen. And the bad movie's like, no, it's not. This is gonna happen. You're like, why would that happen? It's the best. I love it. Nothing is gonna top Lily-chan today. You're correct. It certainly was something. What a day off, am I right, ladies? What a game, yeah, what a game to follow up on the beginner's guide with, huh? What a time. We should watch a movie, yeah, Connor? Well, yeah, if it's not coherent, then it's a bad movie because you're just spending your time being like, what's going on? I love bad movies where you're just like, what's happening? Let me double check, because while I was Googling it, I saw that there's a game. I want to see if there really is one. Lily's Night Off? There's a Lily's Night Off. What is this? I get a discount. I can buy Lily's Night Off for $7. And it's a standalone. You don't have to play Lily's Day Off. One is about a tortured creative soul trying to decide what relationship they have with creating, and the other is about a creative throwing everything at the wall, seemingly without a care in the world. Yup. Oh, okay. Well, I'm probably going to be adding Lily's Night Off. Damn, the whole point of the backlogged game thing was to get rid of some backlog games. And yet, here we are, and I'm gonna not get rid of some backlog games. I'm going to add more to the list. Because I love myself. You know, I gotta say, when I saw that the game was 3 minutes long, I didn't think it was gonna be much. I didn't expect anything. And you know, now I know that it was wrong of me. It was wrong. I should have expected more. Now I know. Now I know. So, we played one and added one. You're so hopeful about life that a random choice is the most fun you've had in a really long time. It was a really fun game. Look at that. Yeah, so I'll get the second one and we can play that I don't know. I feel like I want to save it. I want to save it for a good moment because it's just like I'm expecting great things from the second one now. Don't want to jump right into it the next time we play, you know? We gotta use it as a good pick-me-up after we play another sad game. How about that? You know absolutely everything you could possibly do, Hayakuma. Play 1, add 12. Yeah. Good luck. I hope you don't get hit with a bat either. So, would everybody like to share one good thing that happened to them today or one good thing they're looking forward to tomorrow? Legit, my good things was that we played a weird game called Lily's Day Off and it was amazing. It makes me really excited for all of the other extremely random VNs I have in my library. I have no idea what to expect from any of them. What if they're all as good as Lily's Day Off? That'll be amazing. I'm looking forward to it now. Baby Yoda alert? Oh, the Baby Yoda alert was your good thing? I'm glad. I'll go back and I need to make it loud, make the Baby Yoda alert louder. I'll go back and do that. Baby Yoda louder. Ironically, you had a nice day off. No murders, no comments on the nukes. Lily, I'm glad you enjoyed your day off. We all did as well. Lily's Day Off is probably your good thing. I'm happy we all could share that moment together. Your second day off is tomorrow. I hope you have a good one, Dawn. Your new laptop came. Ah, really? I love the process of like when you get a new computer, like fully updating everything. So you're like, new computer, everything's super updated and legit and polished. I love it. Yeah, there's a Baby Yoda alert, Cece. I added a Baby Yoda alert, and it's random. So you get different Baby Yoda GIFs because I couldn't pick between them because they were all really cute. You drew a magic bird today. It had dice in its nest. That sounds really cool. You and your brother had a good dinner today? Aw, that's cute. You had dinner with your brother. That's sweet. You had a job interview and you're a perfect fit for it, and they really like you, but also really Lily's Day Off. Congratulations, Cliff. I hope you get the job. It sounds like you did a great job interviewing, and I understand. You miss Baby Yoda. Cece. Looking forward to D&D tomorrow? I hope you have a good time, Violet. D&D is so fun. D&D is going to happen for me, too. I'm excited, too. Looking forward to trying to rest and help improve your mood and mental health. Awesome! Good job putting yourself first like that, Hunter. I hope that the rest helps. You finished the rough draft of a script you've been trying to get a handle on. Finally have a vision of what you want it to be. You're very excited to see where it goes. And you planned a trip to Canada to see friends in April. Nice! Somebody, some person, I don't know who, Baby Yoda, under the name of Baby Yoda themselves, has donated $10 to show us a Baby Yoda and says, Baby Yoda says goodbye. Thank you, Baby Yoda. I appreciate it. Yoda, baby, the child. You planned a busy day tomorrow? Hope it goes well. I also hope that it goes well. Busy days can be like wonderful and also intense. Looking forward to this rental inspection to be over so you can go rest, go to work, get Yakuza 2 Kiwami. I've heard that game is good. Like, Todd really loves the Yakuza series. You're watching the stream with Lily's day off. You've never experienced such tonal whiplash of that magnitude. Very fair. Sounds like you've never read My Immortal. But I'm glad. I hope you have a great day, Crethian. And Giu, you're finally learning how to work with clay. Really? That's so cool. That's something I've always like thought about doing, but I've never actually started doing because it seems really hard. But it seems really fun too. It's very enjoyable and relaxing, and you finally caught the stream after your email stopped alerting. I'm sorry that your email stopped alerting you, but I'm glad that you caught it. Twitch be a fool. What can I say? Is it coming in October? Well, I'll have to get Disney Plus in October, or convince my dad to share his password to Disney Plus, because that's where I watched it the first time. Almost 10 years since you heard that title. Oh, Boys to the Max got training scheduled for a new job next week and just signed 2 acting. You signed 2 acting contracts. Congratulations. That's really impressive. Wow, no kidding. Good job. The Yakuza collection is coming out on Friday, or okay, sorry. I had to check something. Yakuza collection on Tuesday. Yeah, Todd basically has told me that the Yakuza games are games that I would really like because it tells stories really well. It's like actually a really intensely narrative. They're really intensely narrative driven, and also they have some like really cool like moments where they like take the perspectives of women and like do interesting things with that. And Todd said that like the reason that people like me haven't played Yakuza is because, you know, it marks itself as a Yakuza game, so you go in kind of expecting like a Grand Theft Auto or something, but it's actually our kind of game. I would honestly, it's very narrative driven. Well, when I'm done maybe with like a fourth of the streaming backlog, then I'll think about getting more new games to play. I'm trying to get through the backlog and also not spend money. So far that I just decided to get a Lily's night off, so I don't know how well anything's going. Good night, James! Bioshock, let's go. I do have that one. Ooh, there are a lot of people streaming right now. Oh, it's hard to... Okay, no, I know who I'm gonna raid, because this person raids us constantly, and I almost never have the chance to raid her in return. Because I'm always streaming so long that she like starts and ends before I finish. Hey, okay. I guess I'll add Yakuza to my get eventually list. Get eventually Yakuza games. Because I do think, based off of some of the really cool things Todd said, I do think that I would probably like those games a lot. No problem, Hunter. Thank you so much for coming. Friendship fades. Things are forever. Add to a wish list of some... Yeah, that's true. I could just add them to... There's so many different things that I need to figure out about everything. I need to figure out a better way to get links listed on the stream page. I feel like the links are disorganized. Okay. Spreadsheets, man. That makes me so excited to rate. But the person that we are going to be rating today is the one, the only Sharky Enna, who was in here earlier before the stream. And she is currently streaming Final Fantasy VII, doing a similar thing to what I did, except instead of a mod, she's like re-experiencing it before the remake comes out, to see what her opinion is. And if you don't know Enna is also a game developer and a writer. She created Arcade Spirits, which I did a stream of. She's very cool and super awesome and very supportive. Oh, you did. I'm sorry, Exile. I hope you catch the next one. So yes, we're gonna raid Anna. No problem. Thank you for probably following even. And so just rating Anna, and also if you haven't seen the stream highlights video that's up on both my Twitch and the YouTube channel, go check it out. I really was proud of it. It's pretty cool. It's lots of funnies. That's all. Thank you, Connor. Oh yes, and if anybody is new from, like, got to sub this stream and would like to join the Discord, there are the instructions for you. Thank you, Connor. Connor just like pew pew pew. And her game is coming out on PlayStation 4 soon, too, as well. So yes, do tell her congratulations for that. Okay, so much housekeeping right at the end. All right, thank you guys so much for coming. This was really fun. You are on it. Hell yeah, Connor. Give me like a All right. Yes, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you for all of the baby Yodas. I'm glad that you liked the alert. And we're gonna go raid Anna. Just chair dance. It's going. I did not clone a whack. Okay, bye. Everybody love on Anna. She's great. Bye.